Long before the sport of mixed martial arts became a highly calculated science filled with specialized cases, Kevin Randleman burst onto the scene as terrifying force of pure nature. Appropriately nicknamed the Monster, he possessed a jaw-dropping physical build that looked like it was chemically engineered for total destruction. With lightning-fast speed and an explosive leaping ability that defied physics, Kevin instantly terrified anyone who dared to stand across from him. He did not merely look like an elite action movie hero. He moved with the savage, predatory intensity that left audiences completely breathless. His raw athleticism was so vastly superior to his contemporaries that he could closing distances in the blink of an eye, completely overwhelming opponents before they could even formulate a basic defense. Kevin brought a terrifying, high-octane energy to the cage that changed the way fans viewed the physical limits of a heavyweight combat athlete. The terrifying power that Kevin unleashed inside the professional arena was carefully forged in the grueling world of elite American collegiate wrestling. Competing for Ohio State University, Randleman became a dominant force, capturing two prestigious NCAA Division I national championships in dominant fashion. This highly competitive background instilled in him a relentless, aggressive wrestling style and a deep, unbreakable mental toughness that would eventually form the solid bedrock of his MMA career. His wrestling was not just about control. It was an incredibly aggressive display of high-amplitude takedowns and sheer, unadulterated physical dominance. He could pick up grown, heavy men and slam them into the canvas with an ease that shocked even seasoned wrestling coaches. This elite athletic pedigree allowed him to transition seamlessly into the brutal world of NHB and early UFC fighting, where his grappling credentials made him an instant nightmare for anyone to face. Kevin's relentless ride through the ranks of the Ultimate Fighting Championship reached its absolute pinnacle in November 1999 at UFC 23. On that historic night, he defeated the dangerous Pete Williams to capture the vacant UFC Heavyweight Championship, solidifying his status at the top. Defending his crown against legendary pioneer Pedro Rizzo proved to the entire world that Randleman was not just an explosive wrestler, but a legitimate world champion capable of fighting the absolute best. His historic reign at the top of the UFC heavyweight division helped usher the expanding sport into a brand new era of supreme athletic dominance. He proved that the combination of elite-level wrestling and raw, explosive power is the ultimate formula for championship success. Wearing that gold belt around his waist, Kevin became a household name for fighting fans, forever etching his name into the glorious history books of the world's premier mixed martial arts organization. As the grand stage of mixed martial arts shifted its cultural center to Japan, Kevin took his incredible talents to the legendary Pride Fighting Championships. It was inside that historic white ring, under the unique rules and passionate crowds, that Randleman would create some of his most unforgettable, iconic career moments. The Japanese fans completely fell in love with his wild, charismatic persona, his bleached blonde hair, and his fiercely explosive, unpredictable style of fighting. In Pride, Kevin was never involved in a mortal fight. He fought with a reckless, terrifying abandonment that kept everyone on the absolute edge of their seats. He embraced the pure spectacle of the Japanese MMA scene, entering the arena with an intense, theatrical energy that perfectly matched his ferocious fighting style. It was during this magical era that Kevin transitioned from a standard top-tier American sports champion into a timeless, global combat sports icon. The year 2004 would forever define Kevin's fighting legacy through two of the most shockingly iconic moments in combat sports history. First, he stunned the entire world by brutally knocking out the legendary kickboxer Mirko Cro Cop with a ferocious left hook that no one saw coming. Just 2 months later, he executed the single most famous suplex in history, lifting the legendary Fedor Emelianenko completely upside down and slamming him directly onto his neck in an unbelievable display. Those two historic images are permanently burned into the collective memory of every single mixed martial arts fan across the globe. The unbelievable sight of Fedor flying through the air remains arguably the most played, jaw-dropping highlight in the history of the sport. Even though Fedor somehow survived to win that night, The absolute audacity and sheer strength required to pull off the monumental throw proved that Kevin could truly shatter reality at any given moment. Tragically, the combat sports world suffered an incredibly painful loss in February 2016 when Kevin passed away unexpectedly at the young age of 44. His untimely departure left a massive, heartbreaking void in the community, prompting an immediate outpouring of deep love and respect from fighters worldwide. In recognition of his massive contributions, he was posthumously inducted into the prestigious UFC Hall of Fame, ensuring his legendary name will live on forever. Kevin Randleman will always be remembered as a pioneer who brought unprecedented athleticism, pure passion, and genuine excitement to the sport. Beyond the terrifying monster persona he wore so well in the ring, he was a deeply loving father, a loyal friend, and a warm, charismatic soul. His legendary highlight will continue to inspire young athletes for generations, keeping the flame of his explosive warrior spirit burning bright until the end of time.